Hello students, welcome to all of you CAP classes. Today we have to discuss some important points regarding the chapter number 1 part 2, that is basics of management. So let's start our discussion, that is the different functions of the management. So the functions of the management basically are multifarious and encompass each and every activity of an organization. Further, the responsibility of a manager basically may differ based on his hierarchy level in an organization. Like we can say that like branch manager, zonal head manager, clear, all are to be the position having the same designation of the manager, clear, but as per their role, basically we can say that basically it is differ here. So the responsibility of a manager basically may differ based on their hierarchy level, or we can say that branch manager, like manager, senior manager, chief manager, clear, with as their designation, they have different responsibility. But nevertheless, he or she is responsible for planning, for directing and leading the workers and other staffs, and for monitoring and controlling the performances at work through proper governance and risk management. Okay. So the responsibility of a manager basically may differ based on his hierarchy level in an organization, but nevertheless, he or she is responsible for planning, for directing and leading the workers and other staffs, and for monitoring and controlling the performances at work through proper governance and risk management. Clear, basically through how, basically through the proper governance and the risk management to be here. Now further. So these are all the functions of the management: planning, organization, staffing, directing, leadership or motivation or communication, supervision. Fifth one, that is the controlling here. So now let's start one by one all these functions discussion. So first one which we have to cover here, that is the planning. So what it is? So planning basically involves taking a call on future and deciding about it. So what is to planning here? That is planning basically it is taking a call on future, like what we have to done in the future, clear, that is taking a call on the future and deciding about it in line with the objectives of the organization, clear. Further, next point regarding that, so this involves setting of goals, determines the objectives of the organization, clear. So under the planning, that is we have to plan how we have to achieve this goal, clear. Setting first of all how, what is our goal, clear, what is our goal, clear. This involves basically setting of goals, determining the objectives of the organizations, and selecting the future course of action required to be taken for accomplishing the objective of the organization, clear. Basically what course of action basically we have to take to accomplish that objective of the organization, or basically to accomplish that goal. When you plan, you decide in advance about what needs to be done, when and where it needs to be done, clear. So basically when you plan, you decide in advance basically what needs you have to be done, and when and where needs it is to be done, and how it shall be done, and who would be doing it, clear. Very very important point. This will be asked in the form of the question, clear. This will be asked in the form of the question. Kindly take care regarding that, clear. So that this is comes under the planning, that is whenever you plan, you decide in advance, clear, basically about what needs to be done, when and where it needs to be done, clear. What needs to be done, when and where it needs to be done, how it shall be done, and what would be doing it, clear. How it shall be done and what would be doing it. So the activities of a business entity get the desired direction basically with the planning, clear. The activities of the business activity basically get the desired planning, or get the desired direction basically with the planning. So planning helps the manager, clear. Further, that is what it tells, that planning basically helps the manager to manage the changes. Further, that is planning helps the manager basically to review and monitor the progress made for achieving the business objectives and take the necessary corrective measures, clear. Basically if we are not achieving our targets, we can say that, so we have to take the corrective measures regarding that basically to achieve our objectives. corrective measures, basically if the progress made it is not considered to be unsatisfactory. If the progress made is considered unsatisfactory. Further, that is planning, it is a fundamental function to be performed by the management and has considerable influence on all other functions of the management. Clear? So planning basically it is a fundamental function to be performed by the management and has considerable influence basically on all other functions of the management. Clear? So this is regarding the planning, very, very important. That is in this, what we have to do, basically we have a call on future, like what these goals we have to achieve, how basically we have to achieve this goal, it is also covered under the planning. Clear? So whenever basically we plan, we decide to, you decide in advance basically about what needs to be done, when and where it needs to be done, and how it shall be done, and who would be doing it. Clear? How it shall be done and who would be doing it. Clear? Regarding all these points, we have to be take care here. So now there is one question regarding the planning. So it is known as planning. Clear? It is known as planning. Clear? So option number A here, that is the last function of the manager, primary or first function of the manager, both A and B. D option, that is none of the above, it is correct. None of the above, it is correct. Please tell fast, what is the planning here? So there are different functions of the management, and among that planning, it is the first one basically which we are going to cover here. Clear? Which we are going to cover here. So planning basically it is the first or primary function of the manager. Clear? Planning, what is that? It is the first or primary function of the manager. Clear? So option number B will be the answer here. Clear? Option number B will be the answer here. Now we have to move to the next point here. Organizing. Clear? After planning, next step what we have to do, that is organizing. Clear? Under this we have to cover 4 to 5 MCQs also. So what is organization? Organizing. Basically organizing. It is another important function performed by the management of an organization and deals with the organizational structuring and arranging the resources of the organization. Clear? So what is organizing? Organizing basically it is another important function that is to be performed by the management of an organization, and it deals with the organizational structuring and arranging the resources for the organization. So like the example that gives the people employed by the organization, because the work it is to be done by the employees of that organization. Clear? So the people employed by the organization, the materials, capital, and technology basically used for achieving the objectives of the enterprise. Clear? That is the people employed by the organization, the materials, capital, and technology used for achieving the objectives of the enterprise. Clear? Used for achieving the objectives of the enterprise. That is all these things basically comes under the organizing. So organizing here basically it is another important function that is performed by the management of an organization, and it deals with the organizational structuring and arranging the resources of the organization, which the people employed by the organization, the materials, capital, and the technology used for achieving the objectives of the organization. Further, organizing involves, clear, organization basically involves, organizing involves taking decisions about the division of work. Clear? How basically we have to divide the work among the employees or among the departments. Clear? So organizing basically involves taking decisions. These are the functions of the organization. Clear? Organizing. Clear? So you have to remember organizing basically in taking decisions about the division of the work, allocation of a responsibility and authority, and task coordination. Organizing becomes a more and more complex function and more important with the business growth. Clear? So what is organizing? Basically organizing basically becomes a more and more complex function. Clear? Organizing basically becomes a more and more complex function and more important basically with the business growth. Building an effective and formal organization structure assumes greater significance when the business grows, as this involves defining, classifying, arranging, and coordinating the different types of the work activities performed by the organization. Clear? What? As it involves defining, classifying, arranging, and coordinating the different types of the work activities that is to be performed by the organization. Clear? Different types of the work activities that is to be performed by the organization. Okay? That is comes under the organizing. Basically, organizing basically involves taking decisions about the division of the work, allocation of responsibility, and authority and task coordination. Okay, so organizing becomes a more and more complex function and more important basically with the business growth. So building an effective and formal organization structure assumes greater significance. Clear, basically it assumes greater significance when the business growth, as this involves defining, classifying, arranging, and coordinating the different types of the work activities. Clear, coordinating the different types of the work activities that is to be performed by the organization. Clear. Now further. So thus the organizing function, it is highly dynamic. It also involves the following areas: task management, reporting structure, decision making. So what we have to cover under the task management, that is what is to be done, who will do it. Clear. First of all, basically we have to understand what work basically we have to be done it. Second one, basically who will do that specific work. How the grouping of tasks shall be done. Next one, the reporting structure. Clear, like you are assigning the work to some persons. Clear. So whether if they are working, to whom they have to be report. Clear, all these things. Clear, regarding the work basically to whom they have to be report, all these things we have to be covered here under that. Okay, who shall be reporting to whom. Decision making, who shall make that decision, at what level decisions should shall be made. Clear, who shall make that decision and at what level basically decisions shall be made. All these points we have to be take care under the next point here. Now we have to be moved to the next point. Staffing. Clear, before moving the staffing, I will include some questions for an organization. So first question basically regarding the organizing. So organizing basically does not include. Clear, organizing basically does not include here. This question basically sent by one of the student having doubt. Clear. So I will include here. Clear, organizing basically does not include. By whom will be done, when will be done, what will be done, and how will be done. Clear. So what will not be included under the organizing. Clear. So under the organizing, we have also discussed, that is what is to be done and who will do it. Clear. First of all, what function we have to do it, and who will have to do it, and whom will have to report, and who shall make the decisions. Clear. These are the four functions under that. So who will be done, this is also included. When will be done, this will also included. What will be done, basically it will also included. But under that, it will not mention that that work we have to do in which way. Clear. How will be done, basically it will be not be included under that. Clear. How we have to be done this work, it will be not included. That's option number D will be the answer, that is how will be done. Okay, so kindly remember these points, how they will ask the question in the examination. Clear. What will be the level of the questions. Okay, it seems very easy, like this is a theoretical portion, straightforward question we will expect, but you will get these types of question like twisting type. Now move to the next question. This is regarding the staffing. So next one, who reports to whom, it is made clear by which process. Please answer this question. Who reports to whom, it is made clear by which process. Organizing process, management process, planning process, none of the above. Please tell fast. Hope all of you are now able to understand. Basically, who reports to whom, it is made clear by which process. Organizing process, management process, planning process, none of the above. So the correct answer, it will be done under the organizing process, which we have already covered now. After that, we have to move to the next point. Next question, what is the organizing? Clear, what is the organizing? So organizing, it is the process of dash and dash and the activities of the enterprise. Clear, so what is the organizing here? Organizing, basically it is the process of defining and grouping the activities of an enterprise. Clear, so what is organizing? Basically organizing, basically it is defining and grouping the activities of the organization. Clear, of the enterprise. So option number A will be the answer here. Clear, defining and grouping the activities of an enterprise here. Okay, so hope up to this much point it is clear to all of you. Now we have to move to the next one, that is the staffing here. So what is staffing? So till now we have discussed planning. So first of all, we have to plan. Second one, organizing. Third one, that is the staffing. So a successful organization needs to have suitable human capital for achieving its function, a major function made easy by the staffing. Clear? So a successful organization basically needs to have a suitable human capital. Clear? Why? Basically that is to achieve its target. Clear? Basically for achieving its objective, a function that is made easy by the staffing. So the major staffing activities here, what are the major staffing activities? So the major staffing activities include recruitment, selection, training, development, and motivation of the various categories of the employees. Clear? So the major staffing activities includes recruitment, selection, training, development, and motivation of the various categories of the employees, and fixation of their compensation, and reviewing it basically from the time to time. Clear? And reviewing it basically from the time to time. I will repeat once again this line. What is the major staffing activities? Includes the recruitment, selection. First of all, basically we have to hire or recruit. Second one, we have to select some persons from that. Next one, that is the training. Then development and motivation of the various categories of the employees. After that, fixation of the compensation. Clear? How much amount basically we have to give them. Clear? That is the compensation. And reviewing it basically from time to time. Clear? Next step, what we have to do, that is basically we have to review it from the time to time. Staffing also takes care of the promotions, job rotations, job enrichment. Clear? Staffing also takes care of the promotion, job rotation, job enrichment, transfers, termination, and retirement activities. Clear? Transfer, termination, and retirement activities. So all these things we have to be covered under that here. Clear? That is comes under the staffing. So now there is one question for the staffing which we have to now cover. So which of the following basically it is not concerned with the staffing? So please tell fast students who are available here, what will be the answer? So recruitment, selection, training, and publicity. What will be the correct answer of this question? I am waiting from all of you. So please tell fast what will be the correct answer. Which of the following? It is not concerned with the staffing here. Recruitment, selection, training, publicity. Recruitment basically it is comes under the staffing, selection, training, publicity basically will not comes under. That's option number D will be the answer here. Okay, what is the main motive? That is if you are going through the questions, if you are going through the theories very well, then you are able to answer the question very easily. Now move to the next point. So there is also one more question. Basically, organizing function includes which of the following? Clear? Organizing function includes which of the following here? So option number A, that is task management. Option number B, that is reporting structure. Option number C, co-making. Option number D, that is all of the above. Clear? So under the organizing function, we have the task management also. Clear? Basically, which work it is to be done by which person, and the reporting structure also we have covered. Clear? That is which person basically report to which entity. Clear? Basically, which person is going to be report to which entity. So both A and B are to be corrected. So without thinking much, we have to go with the option number D, that is all of the above. Clear? Directly we have to move toward the option number D, that is all of the above. Clear? So just 2 to 3 pages will constitutes a lot of questions. Now next one, that is after the planning, organizing, and staffing. Now fourth one, that is the directing. Clear? Now fourth one basically we have to be discuss the directing here. So let's start. So what directing? Basically directing covers the function of guiding. What director is directing? Directing basically covers the function of guiding and supervising the activities performed by the subordinates. Clear? Performed by the subordinates. So it is not enough to recruit and place people on the job. Clear? Basically, we have to guide them to do the job, and we have to continuously analyzing basically what they have done. So they have also to be directed towards the achievement of the organizational goals. So the function comprises of the following four important elements. Clear? So this function basically comprises of the following four important elements. First one, that is the leadership. So what is that? So the process of leading a team involves influencing a person's or group actions. Clear? So what comes under the leadership? That is the process of leading a team involves influencing a person or group actions to meet the predefined and desired objectives. Clear? So the process of leading a team basically involves influencing a person or group actions to meet the predefined and desired objectives. So a manager has to play an important role. Clear? Under that basically leadership. So a manager has to play an important role in getting the assigned work done from the people being managed by him. Clear? So a manager has to play an important role in getting the assigned work done basically from the people being managed by him. So the quality of the leadership displayed by the managers of an organization forms the very foundation of its success. Clear? So the quality of the leadership displayed by the managers of the organization basically forms the very foundation of its success. Clear? Forms the very foundation of its success. That is comes under the leadership. So what is leadership? That is process of leading a team involves influencing a person or group actions to meet the predefined and desired objectives. The second one, that is the motivation here. So a manager's function includes inspiring. Clear? A manager function basically includes inspiring, encouraging, and urging them to take the action required for achieving the objectives of an organization. Clear? So what is the manager function basically includes? Inspiring, encouraging. Clear? Inspiring, encouraging, and urging them to take the action. Clear? And urging them basically to take the action required for achieving the objectives of the organization. Clear? Required basically for what? For achieving the objectives of an organization. So this process basically it is known to be as the motivation, and it also involves providing the desired stimulus. Clear? And it also involves providing the desired stimulus to otherwise indifferent people. Clear? And it also involves providing the desired stimulus to otherwise indifferent people. Healthy, congenial, and pleasant surroundings, along with incentives for performing, have to be provided by an effective manager basically for achieving the business goals. Clear? Like you know that basically everyone it is getting the salary. Clear? Like everyone basically it is getting the salary for performing their work. If we have give them some incentive, like if you have done some extra in your work, so you will get the incentive. Clear? So it will basically we can say that it will be better for the employee. That is, if we are performing extraordinary, clear, or better from the other employees, so it will be beneficial for us. Clear? That it will be comes under the motivation. Clear? That it will comes under the motivation. Like all of you are working in the banking sector. Clear? So basically, if you are performing well, all of you are performing well, so you will get benefit in the form of the PLI. So can anyone tell basically what is the PLI? That is profit linked incentive. Clear? Either it is to 5%, 10%, or 15%. Depends upon case to case. Clear? So this is the profit linked incentive which you will get if you are performing well for your organization. Clear? So till now we have covered 2 points: leadership, motivation. Third one under that is the communication. So communication, it is the very backbone of how effectively a manager performs. It is very important that instructions flow speedily and clearly from top to bottom. Because all the decision it is to be made by the management and we have to follow that. So communication, it is the very backbone of how effectively the manager performs. It is very important that instructions flow speedily and clearly from top to bottom, and information and suggestions flow from lower levels to the top levels, clear? And information and suggestion that there is improvement under that, clear? This is, and we are facing problem under that, clear? All these things, that is information and suggestion flow from the lower levels to the top speedily and without any hindrance. So everyone in an organization has to be on the same page to translate ideas into the action, clear? So everyone in an organization basically has to be on the same page to translate basically ideas into the action, clear? To translate ideas basically into the action. Further, that is effective two-way communication, clear? That is the effective two-way communication. It is the very basis of the transfer of thoughts and facts. Effective communicators have always been in a position to strike a chord with their subordinates and perform as per the expectations of the top management, clear? So every effective communicators basically have always been in a position to strike a chord with their subordinates and perform as per the expectations of the top management. So without effective communication, managers shall not be able to accomplish much, clear? Without effective communication, basically managers shall not be able, clear? Without effective communication, basically manager shall not be able to accomplish much. Now move to the fourth one, supervision, clear? Now next one, that is the supervision. So continuous monitoring and supervision of the work assigned to the subordinates, it is also important for an organization. Telling the subordinates about what they are required to do may not always be sufficient, clear? Telling the subordinates about what they are required to do may not always be sufficient. For any work, like we can say that basically this much target basically you have to achieve, clear? Till evening or till next day, clear? This will not is the technique of doing the work. For getting any work done, it is equally important that there is adequate supervision too. So the activities of the subordinates need to be watched, clear? The activities of the subordinates basically need to be watched and supervised, clear? The activities of the subordinates basically needs to be watched and supervised to ensure proper quality, clear? And supervised basically to ensure proper quality of the goods manufactured, to deliver quality services, and to achieve the targets laid down by the top management, clear? So the activities of the subordinates basically need to be watched and supervised to ensure proper quality of the goods manufactured, to deliver the quality services, and to achieve the targets, clear? Further, that is, and to achieve the targets laid down by the top management. Further, that is supervision. Supervision basically also helps in ensuring that subordinates perform their functions properly and do their work in time and as per the laid down norms and standards, clear? Further, that is supervision basically helps in ensuring that subordinates basically perform their functions properly and do their work in time and as per the laid down norms and standards, clear? And as per the laid down norms and standards. So that is regarding the comes under fourth point, which is the directing here, clear? So we have covered planning, organizing, staffing, directing. Under that, we have discussed 1, 2, 3, 4. Leadership, motivation, communication, and supervision, clear? So in this session, we have to cover up to this much point. And after the session, I will provide you some questions in the group also for the practice purpose, clear? After that, in the next session tomorrow, we have covered the controlling. I will share all the questions now. What are the importance of management? All these things, just you have to go through that. And in the next session, we will go through from this point also, clear? That is very, very important. That is management thoughts and approaches, clear? Under that, we have to cover some important points, clear? All these things we have to be covered in the next session. So I request to all of you kindly attend the sessions regularly and clear your doubts and try to practice the questions, clear? All these things we have to cover in the next session tomorrow at same time. Very, very important topic. So thanks to all of you for joining this discussion. What we have covered in this session, it is clear to all of you.